It's recap time. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Shower Podcast, the podcast where I'm in my shower and you do you. I'm your host, Chip, and this is not my usual intro. This is a bit of a special episode. Unfortunately, I will be away for a few days, and I found out this interesting way of filling the gaps with recaps from previous episodes. If this is your first time here, use it as an opportunity to find topics that you might be interested in and go back to listen to the original ones. If you are a usual listener of the Shower Podcast, well, again, this might be a rehearsal of topics that you might be interested in. Otherwise, I understand if you want to wait for me to be back. But in the meanwhile, the podcast needs to continue and we need to reach day 365. Having said that, I will not keep you longer. Thank you very much for listening. As always, a like and a subscribe. They are always welcome. And now, recap time.
Welcome to The Deep Dive, the place where we sift through sources and give you that strategic shortcut to getting informed.
Yep.
And today, our source material is all from one creator, Chip, host of the Shower Podcast. We're synthesizing 4 episodes back-to-back, 309 through 312, packed stuff.
That's right. And Chip, he really has this knack for boiling down complex ideas but keeping it super personal, you know? He records them literally in my shower, and you do you, as he says.
Love that.
So our job today is to pull out the big takeaways. We're tracing this really interesting path, starting with external pressures and ending up deep in behavioral science.
And if any of this sparks your interest, definitely go listen to Chip's originals. He gives the full flavor.
Absolutely. Highly recommended.
Okay, let's jump right in then. Episode 309. The title alone kind of hits you. There's no room for mediocrity. That's intense.
It is intense. And Chip's argument is basically, this isn't just a feeling, it's the reality now. Being just okay or, good enough.
Yeah.
That pretty much makes you invisible today.
It's invisible.
Yeah, the bar for getting in, for staying relevant, it's just shot way up.
Okay, let's unpack that professional side first.
Right.
Why is it so much harder to get started now compared to, say, 20 or 30 years ago?
Well, it comes down to this thing called credential inflation or degree inflation. You hear that too.
Right.
Think about it. Back then, a bachelor's degree, that often felt like a solid ticket, middle-class career. Now, so many people have one.
So it's saturated.
Exactly. The value's diluted. So now you feel this pressure, right? Get a master's, maybe a PhD, some super specific certification, just to stand out enough for that first interview.
Wow. So just to even be in the race, the requirements shifted up a level.
Yeah.
But isn't that just exhausting, demanding excellence all the time? Sounds like burnout waiting to happen.
Well, yeah, that's the core tension he explores. And you add in tech pressures, too. AI, automation, global competition.
Right.
Those jobs where you can just show up and do the minimum, they're shrinking fast.
Right.
If you're only doing what used to be good enough, you're basically replaceable or invisible.
And that applies to creative stuff too, right? Like starting a podcast or a YouTube channel is technically easy.
So easy to start, but the market is just flooded. You can't just be consistent anymore or copy a formula that worked last year. It often just fizzles.
Yeah.
Chip really highlights this. The internet demands excellence, or at least something really different, original, you know? Production quality, depth of insight. The audience has endless choices, so the bar's high.
Okay, so faced with this relentless pressure cooker, how do we actually survive? How do we keep our sanity without chasing this impossible standard everywhere?
And that's where he offers this really nice, hopeful twist. There's one place where mediocrity is actually okay, even encouraged.
Oh, where's that?
In your personal creative territory, your hobbies, the stuff you do just for you. That space where the market rules don't apply because you're not doing it for external validation, you're doing it from this deep internal drive. Like he says about his own podcast, chasing clarity, not viral numbers.
That makes sense. That personal motivation, that's your shield. Gives you the resilience to kind of ignore the crazy standards of the external race.
Exactly. You need that anchor.
Okay, that actually sets us up really well for episode 310. It connects that external pressure to the power of how we communicate.
Right. Episode 310, How One Confident Voice Can Bring Back Hope. Now, this one was framed around a specific political event, the election of New York Mayor Zohran Mamdani.
And we should probably just underscore here, Chip wasn't taking a political side or endorsing anything. The source material was really just using that event as a mirror.
Precisely. Reflecting on the emotional punch of powerful communication, that feeling of change. The general mood back then, especially post-Trump administration, had a lot of people feeling pretty cynical.
Yeah, definitely.
So what Chip pulls out is this universal idea.
Yeah.
Hope is stubborn, it's the last thing to go. And seeing any kind of genuine shift can reignite it. But the really practical insight here is about the power of presence.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, connecting back to 309, mastering your presence is sort of the antidote to that mediocrity pressure.
Totally. Chip points to the objective stuff in communication, how you master your speech, the confidence, the rhythm, your word choice.
These aren't political points.
Not at all. They're performance elements, things that objectively can make listeners feel trust, feel hope, almost regardless of the specific message.
Huh.
So the takeaway for you listening is that even in your own world, your own sphere, mastering how you show up, how you communicate, it makes people trust you. You yourself can become a source of hope for others just by having that strong, non-mediocre presence.
That's quite powerful. And just as a fun side note, Chip was super transparent in that deep dive. He actually said he felt 310 was maybe a bit of a filler episode.
Aha, yeah.
But he recorded it anyway, part of his 365-day podcasting streak. So even when talking about excellence, consistency still wins.
Consistency is key, absolutely. And it's the perfect bridge, actually, because we take a hard turn now. We move from those big external pressures, political examples, right into our own heads, our internal wiring. Episode 311, Present Bias, Why Now Always Wins.
Ooh. Okay, this is where it gets really fascinating. Because this bias, it actively works against the consistency and excellence we were just talking about from episode 309.
Totally undermines it. So present bias, it's basically our brain's built-in preference. We massively overvalue rewards that are right here, right now, and we seriously undervalue rewards that are off in the future.
We'll talk about the vividness gap you mentioned.
Right. Immediate reward, scrolling your phone, grabbing those fries, hitting snooze, they feel so real. Vivid, certain, close, you know exactly what that dopamine hit feels like. But the future reward, better health next month, finishing that big project next year, financial security way down the line, it just feels abstract, fuzzy, uncertain.
So the brain goes for the sure thing now, even if it's small, over the bigger, better thing later, because later feels less real. And Chip stresses, this is wiring. It's not like you're weak-willed.
Exactly. It's not a character flaw, which, wait, does that mean willpower is useless? That sounds a bit risky, doesn't it?
Well, not useless, maybe. But Chip suggests it's like a muscle that gets tired in the modern world. It's like an assault course designed to exhaust that muscle instantly.
Yeah, autoplay, notifications, one click buy. Everything pushes the easy, immediate choice. While the better choice, the one that needs delayed gratification, that takes effort, friction.
Okay, so the fix isn't just try harder. It's about redesigning things. Using behavioral tricks to make the good choice the easy choice. Reduce the friction.
Exactly. Behavioral design, he gives 3 main strategies. First one, deciding in advance.
Yes, taking the decision out of the moment when you're tired or tempted.
Right. You do the hard part just starting when your brain is fresh. Like laying out your running shoes the night before, that's deciding in advance.
Or I find this works for writing. Don't just put right on your list. Put right the first sentence. It makes starting feel tiny. 0 friction.
Perfect example. Okay, second strategy. This tackles that vividness gap directly. It's bringing reward into the present.
Okay, how does that work?
Since your brain loves instant gratification, you basically pair the effortful task with something pleasurable right now. So maybe you only let yourself watch that addictive TV show while you're on the treadmill.
Or listen to your absolute favorite podcast while you do the dishes.
Exactly. You're hijacking the present bias, making it work for you, not against you.
Clever. And the third one is a classic but crucial environment design.
Yep. Your surroundings are constantly sending you signals, cues. So you manage the cues. Want to eat more fruit? Don't hide it in the fridge drawer. Put it in a nice bowl right on the counter. Visible.
Want to read more before bed? Put the book on your pillow, not the phone.
Precisely. And if you want to stop scrolling in bed, charge the phone across the room. Remove the cue. Make the bad habit harder, the good habit easier.
It's like playing a strategic game against your own impulses. The weekend drop challenge from that episode was great. Just pick one small thing where now usually wins and tweak the environment slightly. Make the better path just a tiny bit easier.
Yeah, it's all about those small adjustments. Which leads us perfectly into the final episode we're covering, 312. It tackles the big question raised by present bias. If now always wins, how do we ever make later feel important enough? It's called Future Self-Continuity, Make Tomorrow's You Feel Real.
Future self-continuity. Okay, so that's about how connected you feel to the person you'll be tomorrow or next year.
Exactly that. And Chip points out the huge problem. Most of us treat our future selves like, well, complete strangers.
No, like future me will deal with it.
Totally. Present me orders the massive pizza, knowing full well future me gets the stomach ache and the greasy box cleanup. We write these checks that some poor stranger who happens to be us has to cash later.
The low connection?
Yeah.
That's why it's hard to sacrifice now for later. Why save for retirement? That's for some old person who doesn't even feel like me.
Nailed it. So Chip gives these really practical ways to bridge that gap. To start treating future you less like a stranger and more like a friend you actually care about.
Okay, I'm listening. How do we do that?
First step, make future you concrete. Stop thinking of tomorrow as just some vague time block. Actually picture the scene. Tomorrow morning. What's future you wearing? What's the first thing they see? Is the kitchen clean or a disaster zone?
Make them vivid, just like the immediate rewards.
Exactly. The more concrete they feel, the less like a stranger they are.
And once they feel more real, you can actually interact with them. That leads to the second idea, leaving cues and notes.
Yes, but not nagging notes like, don't forget the gym, more like helpful, friendly nudges.
Like what?
Maybe just a sticky note by the coffee machine saying, you got this, coffee's ready. Or leaving your laptop open to the exact page you need for that morning project.
So you're physically showing your future self that your past self, current you, was actually looking out for them, setting them up for success.
Precisely. It reinforces that feeling of being on the same team.
Okay, that makes sense. And this ties into the third solution too, right? Automatic systems.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Setting up automatic savings transfers, blocking out time in your calendar with specific tasks like write page 1, not just work. The decision only happens once when you design the system.
Then future you doesn't have to fight the present bias battle every single time. The system just runs.
Right. And the really deep shift here, Chip argues, is moving from seeing tomorrow's you as like the victim of today's choices to seeing them as a partner, someone who deserves your kindness now.
You wouldn't leave your friend with a messy kitchen or make them start a big meeting 5 minutes late.
But we do it to our future selves constantly. Every little act of setting things up nicely for tomorrow, a clean desk, that 5-minute head start, it proves you're cooperating. You're on the same team.
Wow, okay. That really brings this whole journey full circle, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We started with that external pressure, no room for mediocrity, 309. Learned that mastering your presence builds trust, 310. And then realized the only way to meet those demands is internal beat present bias, 311, and actually team up with your future self, 312.
Yeah, it flows really well. And if you connect those last two behavioral episodes, 311 and 312, the big insight isn't just that, yeah, we struggle with present bias. It's that every single time we make one of those future deposits, the clean desk, the prepared notes, whatever, we're actively proving to ourselves that the future person we're becoming, they're real, they're close, they're worth working with now.
You're strengthening that continuity muscle.
Exactly, which is the engine for any long-term goal. So maybe the final thought to leave everyone mulling over is this. What one tiny visible action can you take today that proves to tomorrow's you that you are genuinely, truly on their team?
That is a fantastic question to wrap up this deep dive into Chip's work.
Right.
Really insightful stuff. Thanks for joining us as we walk through it.
My pleasure. Lots to think about there.
Definitely. See you tomorrow.